Hi, you guys. How are you? It's Saturday, December 12th. It's been quite the week this week. I've been busy in the background, catching up in the Taroscope, watching the transits, trying to figure out the intimacy of this chart because it revealed so much to us on Monday. If you recall, last Monday was the quarter moon in Sagittarius and Virgo. This was the horoscope over Washington, D.C. Here was the sun, and here is the moon. There's a lot that happened in that live that I did. It lasted about an hour and a half. I encourage you to go back and just go to the key highlight timestamps that I have listed there. Because the tone that was set, the story that unfolded at that quarter moon was so incredibly important. This is the theme that's going to be carrying on through this eclipse and the rest of the way to PEB-elect's inauguration and everything that is happening with Don Julio. It's really remarkable. The other thing, viewers, I love you guys, that is going to be very common going forward has to do with some asteroids. The one in particular is named after that city in China. You know, Secretary Pompeo likes to call it the Wu virus. YT, I love you too, but they don't like some of the words I say, including the name of the city in China, which is Wu Han. Put it together, and you have Wu. So I say woo-woo, okay? The other thing that's happening, it's been trickling in here and there since the eclipses this summer with the North Node. The path of the sun now with our eclipses is in Gemini. So with that path of the sun, the path the sun is creating against the crust of the earth now is happening in the astrological signs in the zodiac of Gemini and Sagittarius. That is why these eclipses are so incredibly important. The last time we had the North Node, which is the new moon eclipse that tells you where we're going, the last time we had the set of eclipses here was after September 11th. Yeah, that's another word that triggers the YT. So I might say 9 or 11 so that you know what that's in reference to. Now, this was such a crazy week. There was so much outrage building up over the week about people filing, parties filing with courts. I think Don Julio's over 60 maybe cases he's filed. And he just got the door slammed on him twice this week by our highest courts, the SCOTUS. And if it's 2 cases, does that make it a SCOTI? So it is now Saturday. And while there were all those filings, there were dozens and dozens and bushels, it seems, of Republicans signing on to that case yesterday, with the state of Texas filing with them, which has been egregious. However, we all know since day one that Don Julio and company have to dominate the media. They have to dominate the narrative. And they can no longer afford to let PEB-elect have media coverage because he certainly got a lot last week, and that did not bode well for Don Julio. Part of this is being so outrageous to keep people in suspense and shock. Watch me, watch me, watch me. Don't look over there. Watch me, watch me, watch me. While working on a plan for what's unfolded today in Washington, D.C. and around the city with the support rallies. When we did this Taroscope, the astrology card on the ascendant, this is the eastern side of Washington, D.C. This is the horizon. This is the east. The sun rises to its highest point. It sets. And then when it goes below the horizon, it's night. Oh, excuse me. I've been working so hard today. I've so much to do, like I'm sure you all do. But in the east, the astrology card said Gemini. I think that's a Donald astrology card. This card, this is the third consecutive week it's shown up. I think it like started over here, it came over here, and now it's on the ascendant. When it starts over here, that's like a shared idea with someone. And then I think it got the approval of Stubb, Holt, Vlad. And now here it is in Washington, D.C. This plan over the past 3 weeks. The other card that showed up was Leo, I will. This is the third consecutive week it's shown up on this Taroscope. And now it's moved, I don't recall where its last path was, but now it's over here in the 9th house of faith, philosophy, belief, lands far away. Leo, I will. His philosophy is, I will do this. It's time. He's got the Ace of Pentacles. That's the power. That's the money. That's the control. So what's been going on this weekend has been in the works for 3 weeks. And so today I wasn't planning to do this video. I was merely doing some check-ins. And finally on the third check-in I said, okay, it's time. I have to do a video on this because this is insane. It's insane. But I promise you, from my perspective, all of it makes sense. And it's my goal this weekend to get all these pieces in here. But for now, I wanted to get this in here before I forgot. This was supposed to be a quick, easy video. So this Taroscope, what I do is, this is my old grubby tarot that this year, since the Saturn-Pluto conjunction last January, has been with me, and it's been wanting to tell a story. And that's why, like, even my notes are fading on it. It is such a reliable deck. And so what I do is, given a certain person or situation, I just lay the cards out and see the story that it tells. Does this look familiar to anyone? Yes? No? I finally figured out what the yes and the no means with my tarot cards. I keep using them because they've been wanting to be used, but it's taken a long time for me to figure this out. The yes, no, when it's together, is the shocking thing. That is essentially a cover-up or destroying evidence. If I have a yes card, like with this card, that means this card, this is usually like the White House, is the point person. They have in possession whatever it is that they're doing, and they have control of it. Either like that idea was born there, or they're the ones who totally own this thing. But my no cards by themselves, it'll mean not the White House, but it also means White House, no, I can't be a part of this. Get rid of it, get rid of it. So that's how the yes, I have this, I'm the point person, or the no, get rid of this. I don't need this anymore, hand it off, have functioned for me. But together, this means it's a cover-up, destroy evidence. And this is why I decided to do this video, because, like I said, I did a bunch of Taroscopes, and I had to go live. Want to know what I was doing Taroscopes on? Well, this is a sequence of events. This started on the 10th, 2 days ago, you know, like with the 22 attorneys general who actually filed counter to all of those who filed with Texas. I think there were 17. Well, the 22 Thursday, I think, were to counter that. And then the Texas radical suit. And then, did you guys hear about this thing in South Carolina? Biggest RICO bust. I don't even know if I'm able to say this whole thing. In history. And the thing is, if you read this filing with the 40 people charged, 147 counts, you read those names, though all the names sound very Anglo, very Anglo. I thought that was peculiar. So this is where it started. And then it went to 106 House GOP, signing on, supporting Texas. Why? This big yellow line is why. Then, when I got to the why, what was crowning the why are you guys doing this, is the devil. So I'm like, I need a Taroscope on the devil. So this is the Taroscope on the devil. I'll go through these. I just want you to see where my thinking was going, okay? And then something came out with the CDC and Robert Redfield. And then I didn't get to these guys, but then finally last night I got to SCOTUS. And then we go in red, and then it goes to blue. And then stuff was going on Parlor. And then when I just went online, check the Twitter, we've got Washington, Antifa, the hashtag for antis, riots. And then I did the maggots and the clash, the protests. And then the more I got into that, I saw that there was a pew, 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 the shoot. And then I was like, I want a Taroscope on this person, and then that person that was the victim. And then my next two questions was micro-targeting, the pew, pew, pew. And this is where I stopped. I didn't get to this part, and this is where I stopped. And I was like, I have to put my stuff down, figure out what's going on, and tell these guys. So the yellow, just stand back. You don't have to look at it really close. This is the why. Why were these 106 GOP signing on? The devil was crowning them. And the orange is the devil. We know who that is. But this is what made my blood boil. You can see there's a lot of activity with the why. So the why did they do this? It has a lot of arrows coming down here with the people and what's happening in Washington. So they told me why they did this all week was part of the momentum, because they knew on Friday, they all knew what was going to happen. How could they not know? So this was all staged. They knew it was going to happen. Don Holio saying, oh, I'm really going to count on the Supreme Court. And then it flops. He gets laughed at online. His people on Parler are ready to go. And the Democrats and everyone else who didn't vote for him have been outraged all week. That's all we've heard about this week, is this behavior. How can they do that? How can they do that? They were doing that because they were staging things to get ready. Now, let's go down here. This is the one I wanted to share with you. We have the clash at the protest, the pew, pew, pew. The micro-targeted person that did it. Okay? So on the ascendant, when I do a Taroscope and I'm like, oh, I wonder if there was a micro-targeting with the shooter. That's all I know. I just have the impulse to ask the question. That's why I do it. So I'm like, okay, so the thing giving life to micro-targeting the pew, 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 pew. Astrology says the Gemini, Don Holio, the 8th house of beginnings and endings, is all the way over here. So beginnings and endings on the world stage. We have Mercury reinvented, was the astrology. We're reinventing a story over here, beginnings and endings. We have to reinvent this story because the Ace of Cups, very emotional. This is also the rusher breathing down Don Julio's back. Get something done. And find me someone to micro target. So this is a thing giving life to the reason why they were going to do that. So that is the Ace of Cups and the Two of Swords. Well, who else had some of these cards? The Two of Swords right here. Find me someone, separate them out. I need someone to do me a favor. That was the clash and the protest. The Two of Swords, and oh, look, the Eight of Wands was right below it. And the Eight of Wands. Quickly, find me someone. Well, the Devil had the Two of Swords. Find me someone. And the GOP had the Eight of Wands. So we have the Two of Swords, Eight of Wands. There's the Devil, the why they did that this week. The astrology said go to the 8th house. So we need someone quickly. The Eight of Pentacles. And that would be, oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. I want to look at the, I just did the Magas. I want to do, I need a highlighter so I don't lose track. So this is where I'm going. This is why I'm doing this video. It was supposed to be quick. So why they're doing that? The Eight of Cups, the Two of Swords, we have the clash and the protests, and the Devil have that. The Ace of Cups, the emotion, no one else had the Ace of Cups? Okay. So they were micro-targeted. The astrology said the third house messages. There were messages for this person. Come out, wherever you are. I want to wake you up. Come on out. Four Swords reversed. Come on out and do me a favor, though. Four Swords reversed. The Devil, who's Don Julio, his secret was the Four of Swords reversed. Now, I did this Taroscope yesterday. I did this today. So in his secret, Four of Swords reversed, come out, wherever you are, we've got someone. Four of Swords reversed. This person's values, their assets, their income, how they see their esteem, their self-esteem, where they're comfortable, who they are, what they have to offer. Ace of Swords, I'll do it. Martyr, Ace of Swords, I have a weapon. Micro-targeting someone with a weapon. That Ace of Swords shows up over here in the Y in shared resources. The GOP, giving them life, is their shared resources of someone with an Ace of Swords, and they got their person right here. Micro-targeting, we have the messages then that came from the first house. Wake up, come on out, we've got a message for you. The message is one of blending a message. I have a bunch of information. Some of it's true, some of it's false, some of it you don't know, but I'm going to make a great big giant mess out of this message that I am going to hand off to you. No one matched them on but the Devil had the Temperance, the 9th house, faith. Having faith that this deed will be done, the messaging will be done, and maybe, the messaging will come from the rusher or the parlor. Who knows? Someone's going to do it for him. He's got faith in that. The Coverup. Yes, no. This is a fourth house of defense. You defend your home, you defend your clan, you defend yourself. It's your history, it's your ancestors, it's your karma. Well, a judgment has come down, says the Tarotstrology. And the only thing we can do is cover up what we own, our assets. Got that? Cover up what we have. Got the messages, micro-target, cover that up so someone can come out and do this. Nobody else here has a yes-no. I was shocked because that was the first yes-no that showed up. The micro-targeting has to be someone, Four of Wands, loyal to the White House. The White House now, the astrology said, look to the part of fortune, increase. You guys know what the part of fortune looks like. This is my symbol, the circle with the X. That's my symbol for part of fortune, because in tarot we call it the Wheel of Fortune. In astrology, it shows up, there's your Wheel of Fortune, which is the part of fortune. It's a calculation. And so that's why I make the circle with the X. So micro-targeting needs someone who will provide an increase here for the White House. And who's a patriot? We've got the Queen of Cups here. Okay? Oh my gosh, for those of you who were there at the quarter moon, look what I have. Do you see these numbers here? The 16 Sag and the 15 Sag. That's that woo-woo. And it's Donald's, and it's the Rusher, and it's the Chiner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back and watch the highlighted timestamps. They're key timestamps going forward. So, the fifth house of the sun. This is what they want. Micro-targeting. This is the sixth house of public servants. Investigations. Hello. Investigations. The Hermit is crowning this. The Hermit owns this real estate. So there's a star with investigations, with micro-targeting, pinning their hope on this person. The star is here, but the devil in the same position picked the sun. Reveal me someone that gives me hope, as did the Texas case with the radical GOP. That's all coming to a head. I need a star. I need some hope. In this area, partnerships, micro-targeting, partnerships, open adversaries, they say, I need this type of person, the Five of Swords. Bring me the Five of Swords. This, the tarot said, the Page of Cups. Bring me some good news. You know, I've told you guys, the Page of Cups often shows up when there's like fake polling or propaganda, and getting the result, the news that they want, is comes up as the Page of Cups. And here we go. We've got the Page of Cups right there. You all know what that looks like, but I just feel like I need a visual for this. Because to them, micro-targeting, what a lovely fellow. What a lovely person. My perfect one I need. So that's who their micro-targeting is looking to get into partnership with. And the astrology said, look to the fifth house of creativity. A mafioso, let's creatively get one of those that will help us increase our power here at the White House. In terms of shared resources, we have the Two of Wands. This is a shared plan. It was not one person's. There was someone else working on this. They reinvented a story. This is on the world stage. The other person with the Two of Wands is the state of Washington, Portland, where there was a pew, pew, pew today. Oh, look at this. Here's the victim, that part of fortune, a shared resource. This was an asset to increase the White House. So this victim actually is part of fortune increase, Wheel of Fortune. I don't think it's him, but this also goes up to South Carolina. There's too much that keeps tying up back to South Carolina. Okay, so then micro-targeting has faith in, there's a lot of candidates out there that would qualify, we could do partnership with, that qualify, but we really need to sort them out and give us the best one from the stockpile of candidates. Because Leo, the photos, says, I am gonna do this. I have faith, I'm gonna do this. So what's crowning this micro-targeted? Having this follow this person around everywhere. No matter where this person is, it's just like this is over them. They want to make sure they get the right person, they can execute this and carry it out. The hopes, wishes, dreams, friends, well, they're not really our friend. There's a plan out there, but there's a lot of people out there. So this is the plausible deniability because, you know, we've done this many times before. We know how this works, but we got to keep it on the down low. Keep it quiet because at the basis of this is a cover-up. We got to cover our tracks. The astrology said, look to Mars, brute force. The plan with force. And Mars is crowning the skies of Washington, D.C. That's the force that we're seeing. The secret with this micro-targeted person is the Ace of Pentacles. The money, the power. I get to command what's going on, what happens. And the secret here was the 9th house of faith. I have the power. I've got my maggots, my stockpile of them to choose from. But my hidden enemy is this 11th house right here, my friends. That's the huge burden. If nobody was to defend me, that's the burden. If there was a connection to what was going on here. That's the micro-targeting, you guys. It's so sickening. I would like to talk quickly, though, about why did the GOP do this week? Why? Well, 10 of Swords, 10 swords in the back. I know what, let's see. 10 of Swords. I mean, those swords are stuck in the back. They're not even reversed, like there could be a potential revival or potential optimism. No, this is the 10 of Swords. They're stuck here. We can't get out, but, you know, maybe we can be entertained by all this stuff. Those House GOP were supporting Texas because 8 of Wands. They needed this done quickly. As did because of South Carolina has that too. Because, why? The 10 of Pentacles, that's the Supreme Court. SCOTUS rejecting Texas, the Supreme Court. They had to look at messages for the 4 of Cups. We need to force people to do stuff. We need some force here because we really need this to happen, the 8 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Income gains value is the 3 of Pentacles, their secret talks to create the protests, okay? So what they were doing, their assets, what they valued this week, their conversations, their dark, hidden, secret conversations, was to create this clash. what they're trying to defend here at home now is Don Julio, the King of Pentacles. And they have to cover this up on how they're going to support him. The Three of Wands is here, which is actually upright. So they have been in discussion with the White House on what we're doing here to create this clash. See that? Interesting. The Devil had the part of fortune here. Let's increase this. This is our plan. We're going to increase it. Something's going on with South Carolina because the Devil saw South Carolina is increasing something. This is huge what happened. I don't know what it is, but it definitely has the attention of many. So Six of Swords, they are public servants. Why? They all decided to sign on with Texas. The Six of Swords, trying to get to calmer water, trying to transmit some ideas. And in this area of partnership, they had the High Priestess and the Magician. The High Priestess meaning the psyop, the secret, what they're doing on the ground, and manipulating magic, probably with micro-targeting. Do I have a High Priestess or magic? If they're on the edges here, usually that gives some clues. I don't see any. 22X, High Priestess magic. Oh, well, there's magic. That's who that person is. So the magic for them, their partnership, here we go. Their partnership or at public adversary, magician, manipulating this hashtag anti-Farayat. That is why they did this. That was their partnership. That was their secret. Their shared resource was to find this dude with the Ace of Swords. Pew, 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 because he's all 2A. I love my stuff. Ninth house faith, that they could carry this out. The Ace of Wands, but it's reversed, meaning it's shh. They're not talking about it. They're acting like they don't know anything about it, which we know is a farce. What is crowning them as a devil? That's Don Julio. Donald now is multitasking this plan. Oh, there's your High Priestess right there. Is the actual pew, 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 arranging that shoot. So they had a partnership. The GOP who did this, why did they do that? Well, they had a partnership because what's crowning is this activity with the pew, pew, pew. Okay? Why they did that? They were hoping that their friends, Ace of Pentacles, wishes, they want them to do this, but they can't be affiliated with it, so hands off, I have nothing to do with it. Their secret is the Knight of Swords. That is probably the digital armies coming out, the outrage all over social media about what happened with the Supreme Court. That's why Donald has been filing all this stuff, is to drum up protests, his MAGAs, get them all riled up, and then get the rest of America pissed off that they're doing this. So that's the secret on why they did that. And their hidden enemy, the Knight of Wands reversed, that would be the FBI taking notice and them not knowing. So that's what's going on Saturday. That's what was leading up to this week. I have so much woo-woo Han stuff to share with you, but for now, for Saturday, I hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please click like, please subscribe, double check your subscriptions because, you know, I love YouTube, but they don't love me. Okay, talk to you later, guys. Take care.